Thanks to the coronavirus, the big debate right now is, well, two things. One, is elbow kissing considered cheating? And two, how do you reopen schools? How can you get kids learning again, but keep them and their teachers safe? Because kids may not be badly affected by coronavirus, but teachers easily could be. And a lot of people don't know this, but teachers have families of their own. Yeah, it's true. Mrs. Nicholson didn't sleep in the classroom at night. She had a house and everything. So because of this, schools are trying to come up with different solutions. Some of them have decided to have outdoor classes, but that means that all the pale kids are going to fail. New York City has announced it'll only have kids come into class 1 to 3 days a week, like an ear, nose, throat specialist. But then the question is, what are parents supposed to do on the days when their kids are at home? And some schools in America have decided that they're just going to throw kids into the classroom and hope for the best. Sort of like the Hunger Games, except instead of money, you get no grandparents. Now, President Trump has demanded that all schools open up as normal. And he's even threatening to withhold federal funding from schools that refuse. So just so we're on the same page, he won't touch the police, but he'll defund the shit out of schools. Like, let's agree on that. Everybody wants schools to reopen. The question is, can it be done safely? And the problem is, it doesn't seem like the federal government knows how to make that happen. For instance, here's Betsy DeVos, Secretary of Education and your new stepmom who immediately sent you to fat camp, trying to explain the administration's plan.
What are experts telling you about the appropriate level of transmission for a school before it has to shut down?
Well, I know that that's an area that the CDC is helping to provide further insight into. I can't, as a non-physician or a non-medical expert, tell you precisely what to do in the case of one child in a classroom or five children in a classroom to be able to.
So just to be clear, are you saying that areas where there is a flare-up, that schools should revert to remote learning?
I'm saying that schools should have plans.
Like, I truly don't understand how there's bailouts for airlines, free money for the banks, but when it comes to schools, they're just like, here's a can of Lysol, good luck. I'll be honest. At this point, I don't understand why anybody is a teacher in America. You're underpaid, you're overworked, you have to deal with school shootings, and now this? Like, I don't know, maybe Betsy DeVos's master plan is to just hope that the school shooters kill the coronavirus and the problems just cancel each other out. Because I don't understand what else she's thinking. America can't just open schools because other countries have opened schools. Those countries got coronavirus under control first. One comes because of the other. It's like when I was growing up, I really wanted Jordans. But I didn't realize that all my friends had Jordans because their parents had disposable income. I didn't understand the link. So that didn't stop me from trying to have what my friends had. And you know what happened? I kept on pushing and pushing, and for my birthday, I got a pair of Gordons, the official shoe of Gordon Ramsay. For more on how to reopen schools, I'm joined by a man who's been repeatedly fired as a substitute teacher, Michael Kosta. What's going on, Kosta?
It's great, Trevor. It took me a month, but I finally got rid of all those fireworks I had laying around, so.
Wait, that was you? Dude, I couldn't sleep. You know what, we're going to talk about this later, but right now, the big issue in America is how can the country reopen schools safely?
Yeah, well, the good news, Trevor, is that I have a solution that works out for everybody. Okay, so check this out. One, we know parents want their kids out of the house. And two, we know children are less susceptible to corona. So why don't we solve both problems at once? Let's send children to work at meatpacking plants. Think about it. The kids stay busy and we get all the chicken nuggets that God blessed us with. You're welcome.
Hold on, Kosta. You want children to spend the school day meatpacking? So you're trying to bring back child labor?
Please, Trevor, child labor never went away. We just outsourced it to different countries. I want to bring those American jobs back home.
Respectfully, I don't think you can just eliminate the school system.
Why not? You only go to school so you can get a job. I'm cutting out the middleman. Think about all the successful people that dropped out of school. Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Brad Pitt.
Yeah, but they dropped out of college, not second grade.
Can you imagine how much more successful they would be if they just would have dropped out earlier?
But the kids won't be learning anything.
That's not true. You can learn everything that you learned in school at a meatpacking plant. Finding out where the T-bone is, that's biology. Learning how much antibiotics a cow can take before it dies, that's chemistry. How about some math problems? If Timmy is boxing ground beef at 10 boxes a minute, how many warnings does it take before we fire slow-ass Timmy?
How many?
None, because I caught Timmy talking to a union organizer. You're fired, Timmy. Pack up your shit. Bye.
Okay, Costa, not only is this idea despicable, it will never work.
On the contrary, Trevor, I'm running a pilot program right now. I got my neighbor's kids packing meat as we speak. And I got so much meat, I don't even know what to do with it. Oh man, hold on. I gotta go. It sounds like Mason got his overalls stuck in the meat grinder again. I'm gonna call you back. Mason, you're okay. Just breathe, buddy.
Michael Kosta, everybody.